What, that fear has
I
a
think
place,
people hide. I
or
think
hate has a
people.
place?
I'm gonna be the one to say it. I'm gonna be the one to say it. People hide behind the love philosophy.
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna say it.
Well,
There, I'm gonna say it.
okay, okay, but do you
I'm gonna
think
bring the
fear
smoke.
or hate has a place?
But what do
People,
you
second that.
mean
I
when you
witnessed.
say
I
that?
Okay,
second that.
I'll
I
give
can
it to you.
see
I'll
it.
give it to you.
Yes.
I'll give it to you. If I love Trinity, and I truly genuinely love Trinity, and I know people might be out to harm Trinity, or they don't they have a ill intention towards Trinity, right?
Hmm.
I'm gonna hate that person.
What?
Nah, I got a question. See,
Now
that
I'm gonna
that
tell you
was
why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because that's
Hey,
a fact.
lady, how are you?
Hi, I
Lovely,
didn't want
what's up?
to interrupt you guys. Hey, Heavy. Hey, Trinity, how
Yeah,
are you doing? How's your day
that,
going so far?
everything's
Magically
going good.
delicious.
Yeah, what's so funny? Lovely. I love you two ladies. I love so much because I hold you guys to high esteem merely because you're educated. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the conversations people are having, they're not educated, or nor do they have uh you know proper communication skills to hold some of the conversations that they have, nor the experience. But I love it when you guys come across and you actually speak to these people, how much hostility you might get from these people. How does it feel to know that you might be educated on a subject, or you have some knowledge pertaining to a subject, but people can't receive it because you are educated, because you are well spoken? How do you take that?
Trinity, you can go first.
Damn it. Um I was just so ready to go last, got comfortable and everything. Uh, um,
If you want
yeah, I wasn't
to
ready.
go first.
Yeah, I want.
Okay. So you want to go second? You said, or you want me to go first? I couldn't hear you.
No, I want you to go first. First is
Oh,
fine for
okay.
you. Uh-huh.
So I appreciate you saying that, Heavy, because I actually was bombarded by 3 Israelites while I was working in the salon yesterday. And
Wait, you're an Israelite? No,
no,
no, you're a
I'm
five
not.
percenter. You're a five
I'm,
percenter, right?
yes, and
Okay,
they
okay.
really tried to come for me while I was doing a client because I guess people, when you are a black woman and you come off in a way where you're proud of who you are, you know who you are, that can be intimidating to anyone who doesn't know. You know what I mean? Like hearing that, they might think, oh, she might think she's better than me. So, I mean, it's just, you got to just stay focused on why you're speaking. I think that's what the core for me is in being a goddess black woman. When I'm speaking with intention and purpose, and I don't really try to hold on to what an 80, I hate to say it, but an 85er, you know,
Right,
would think of it.
right.
I expect them. It's like an expectation. You expect them to not know.
Now, as I gotta ask you this, as a five percenter,
Mm-hmm.
do you find like there is this space to where you can't get along because of philosophy when it pertains to these other communities? Because we've all seen the rhetoric on YouTube, the five percenter versus the Israelite versus the Christian versus the Muslim, the Muslim versus the Sikh, whatever. Like, do you feel like the ideologies are so just different that you can't get along, or is just a lack of understanding the philosophies in totality? Like,
I
what do you?
think it's ego, straight up. Honestly, I think if you remove the ego, and when you're studying these things and when you're talking to each other, you're able to do the knowledge in a way where you better understand how everything can fit, if that makes sense. If you're going into something with the intent to listen only to debunk it, uh, find a loophole, you're not really taking it in. So you don't understand why you're in this space in this time exchanging this information with each other. So that's it, if that makes any sense. The duty
Oh, it
of a
does.
civilized person in the nation of gods and earth is to teach the uncivilized by also, while still knowing that the devil cannot be reformed. So what that means is you're teaching anyone who is not awake, who may not know what you know. and you go into it righteously because you know that they don't know it. So as long as you don't see, like, as long as there's no negativity involved, they're not causing confusion, you still be righteous, and you still teach the message, and just try not to take the pain with it, if that makes sense.
Right. And I'm gonna ask you one more question. I'm gonna pass it to Trinity. What makes a person uncivilized?
So basically, just not having knowledge of self. You can't really be 100% an active part of civilization if you don't know who you are as a Black person, or if however you want to identify yourself as. Know who you are so you know what role to play.
Some people might say that the people that set up this civilization that we live in are uncivilized.
Meaning white people.
You know, not having
mean,
correct knowledge, not having, white supremacy could be seen as a lack of knowledge of self.
It is.
So some of the people that are setting up civilization seem to be uncivilized, I guess you could say. But
I mean, I guess when you look at the word civilized and you in a relation to a civilization, I guess you could, but it's a civilized mentality, like when you say a disease is not just a disease, it's a dis-ease. Something is at dis-ease in your body, So,
see,
if you look at the etymology, sorry, go ahead.
No, but I was going to say, I look at civilized in a different way, but we'll go into that in a second. You can land your plane, and I want Trinity to answer.
Good.
Okay,
Trinity.
Go ahead, Trinity. I want to see, like, how does it make you feel, when you come across, being educated the way you are?
How does it make me feel, or what do I think?
How do you view it?
Okay.
I want both. I want both.
All right. So overall, you know that I look at everything through the lens of consciousness. Mm-hmm. So because I look through the lens of consciousness, where everyone is just merely a state of consciousness, I can come with an understanding of where they are. And because they are where they are, I have to accept them as they come. And what I will attempt to do is, if they're not understanding the way that I'm speaking, then I will listen to their vernacular and speak my message in their language. Because I find that people will definitely will be more willing to receive information if they don't feel as if they're belittled or have to defend themselves. But you do have some just arrogant, dumb folks, and I just leave them where they are. I don't interact and engage with them after a while because, like Brown said, right, it's confusion. You don't want to be around a state of confusion.
Is there a philosophy that we should adhere to that would bring about a greater realization of unity? You hear, everybody has their different philosophies and what they adhere to, religion, their state of being or whatever. But is there one that we could rally under that would bring about a unification or see the world in a more harmonious place? And what is that?
I'm gonna have to say no. I'm gonna have to say no. Yeah, that I can't see that being a thing.
Okay, can I ask you why, Trinity?
Because we're all at different states of consciousness, so we know we all know ourselves in relations to the source energy at different levels and at different times. So if you go to the lowest level, then you are hindering someone's growth. If you go to the one who is advanced, then you're leaving the others behind.
Well,
so you feel like different states of consciousness will give you different philosophies?
Yes.
Or can you have a different, can you share the same philosophy at a different state of consciousness, but just not have grasped it all in totality? You understand?
I mean, yeah, but
BARZ.
I gotta think about that one a little bit.
Hey.
Yeah, I would have to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So to answer
That's
the
why
first.
I joined. Hello.
Hey, Bars.
That
How
I
are
love.
you?
Yeah.
He's mute.
You
You're mute. We
you
missed
can't
you.
be heard.
What about now? All right. So I was saying, he always asks a question that I'm dying to answer when I jump on, and I'm always like, "Yo, what's the right when I'm about to ask, like, what y'all talking about?" He asks a question. Um, you can't.
Oh, can I
My
finish
answer
my
is you
statement
can't.
first, sweetie? Can I just finish my statement real quick?
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you. So to answer your question, Heavy, I honestly feel like maybe if we just all learned how to vibrate on love, like if we focus more on that as a people, like the intention behind love, I think gradually we might find something that we can, you know what I mean, like do to bring us closer together, to have more unity. But you can finish, Bars, please.
My bad. I ain't hear you start your answer.
It's okay.
My yeah. My reply is no. You can't. You can't share a perspective if you don't have or you can't share philosophies or vibrations if you don't have a perspective, and you can't have a perspective without empathetic understanding, right? So that's being able to sit yourself in the seat of operation, of control, from that perspective, because it's easy to tell somebody what to do when you're not in control of the decision making. You feel what I'm saying? You don't know what options are available and how that reason process is occurring. So you could, yes, you could relate, but you can only relate from your magnitude.
So based off what you're saying, like say someone is in a lower state of consciousness, right? But they understand to a certain degree what love is.
Right.
They might not have grasped it in totality, but they have some understanding. And someone of a higher consciousness understands love too, but they're manifesting it in a more optimal way.
Right.
This can't take place. That's a
Um,
shared philosophy, right?
can we share the philosophy? Absolutely, but will it be received and understood? Not without the desire to be something other than what you are.
Yeah, and me, I don't think love, love. There's an opposite, side to this love thing. It's called hate.
Actually, the
And
opposite of love is fear,
you know
not hate.
what I'm saying?
Hate derives from fear.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I'm of the opinion that it has its place.
What, that fear has
I
a
think
place,
people hide. I
or
think
hate has a
people.
place?
I'm gonna be the one to say it. I'm gonna be the one to say it. People hide behind the love philosophy.
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna say it.
Well,
There, I'm gonna say it.
okay, okay, but do you
I'm gonna
think
bring the
fear
smoke.
or
I,
hate
I,
has a
I
place?
But what do you
second
mean
that.
I
when you
witnessed.
say
I
that?
Okay,
second that.
I'll
I
give
can
it to you.
see
I'll give it to you.
Yes.
I'll give it to you. If I love Trinity, and I truly genuinely love Trinity, and I know people might be out to harm Trinity, or they don't they have a ill intention towards Trinity, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hate that person.
What?
Nah, I got a question. See,
Now I'm gonna
that
tell
was
you
it.
why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I know Trinity.
I still got a question.
And yeah, and I hate and I don't like evil things. So
That's
I'm not gonna go out loving on these people
No, I'm
just because I'm
not saying you
wait.
love on
No,
them. You
no. Wait. I
nah,
put
I'm
you
like
there.
Hold
I
on,
put there.
hold on. I can't hear everyone at the same time.
Right,
but go ahead, Bars. Go
right.
ahead.
So first, that's why I wanted to start by saying we should have drew this back. I was saying, are you saying that fear or hate has a place, right? But then you went and said hate. However, I think we all agree that hate is a byproduct of fear, which then once
I don't
you
believe
threw your
that.
antidote, huh?
I don't believe that, but go ahead. I'll tell you
Okay,
why in a minute.
okay. Well, yeah, we can get into that. However, once you threw your theory out there, it was a hell of an angle, right? Like somebody Trinity, boom, right? So now that you said that, my question, I want to challenge that with okay, you love Trinity, but you also love your children. Now, what if the enemy, assailant, and/or hatred for Trinity is coming from someone else you love? Who gets priority and
Like
why?
the children. So I guess you're asking Barz if he has some like children who did not like me as their
Right.
mom,
Or has a
and they were
hatred for
just
you, right?
mean and they mistreated me, and I cried every day you came home because they're hurting my feelings, they're hurting me physically.
This
I
okay.
guess
This
is what he's
is
asking.
okay. This is an extreme scenario, but I'll entertain it. Um,
Gina, what
I
up?
would have to. I would have to sit down and talk with my kids, and because I love them both, I would put them both in the same room, and I would talk to them, and I would get to the
Nice.
root of. I would get to the root of the problem. You get what I'm saying? But there are others that I like. And this is why I believe. See,
Yeah,
you
but
can't love
then
things,
you
but they're
created a
not.
caveat. You stood it and hate. You don't hate your kids. You feel what I'm saying? Which dilutes
No,
your
no,
point.
but that's different. But see, this is what I'm saying. Notice what.
But
But
hold
here's
on,
what
but
I'm
time
saying.
out. He didn't love the people that were hurting me in his
Exactly.
example, Bars.
Exactly.
Well, not per se, but that. But then that.
Well,
Then
it has to
that.
be per se because that's what
Right.
the context of his example
Right.
Right.
is about. You
Right.
can't
Right.
you
But that
can't
just means that his
interject
answer wasn't
factors.
absolute.
It is
That's what I was
because
showing him.
he made it into an absolute, Bars,
I
when
literally
he
did.
started. This is the issue we have on this platform, is that we come with a context and then we want to add things and take away from things, and now the conversation is just all over the place. If we can
No,
just
Oh
and
leave
God,
it where
okay.
say
we
So
that
my
are.
bottom
louder for
line.
the people in the back. Thank you.
Okay. So my bottom line is that just because someone hates someone you love, you're not naturally or innately bound to hate the people that hate that person.
No. I didn't say I was bound to, but I said I would know that the person that is inherently that is hating Trinity and doing these things toward Trinity, I know that they would just have to be a bad person.
Why though? That's subjective. That's terrible. Like you can't.
No,
That's not a good point.
it is a good point.
How?
It's a good.
No.
So okay, all right. So let me ask you a question, Bars. Let's say you know me, right? On a personal level, outside of this, never met me on here, right?
Right.
And you knew me to be a trustworthy person, right? I am loved in my community by everyone. I am donating. I'm doing community service. I am a genuinely good-hearted person, right? Everyone that gives me a chance really just gravitates to me. However, you have this one angry person with one person with an angry heart who comes and tries to attack me, right? And tell me that I'm not a nice person and all of these things and want to harm me. Are you saying that I'm no longer a nice person because it's
No, I'm
subjective?
saying.
Or
No, I'm
can I
saying
finish
that.
the question?
No, I am
No?
saying that.
Okay.
That's not it. Right. So what I'm
No,
saying.
I didn't finish the question. I don't know
Oh,
what
go
you're
ahead.
answering.
So ask the question. Are you saying?
Or are you saying that it's
Hold up.
subjective in the way
I
somebody...
didn't hear the first part of the question. What's the first question?
Then what the hell were you answering?
No. You said or. You said or, but you didn't finish the first proposition.
I did finish the first
Right.
one, and that's when you...
So are you? I said I didn't hear
bro.
that one. I didn't hear the are you saying. After you said are you saying, what did you say?
I was just telling you, but you just interrupted me to ask me what I was saying.
Oh, you said or. So I thought you were saying something else. Go ahead.
I was saying something else, and it's...
So I'm telling
okay.
you, I didn't hear before or. You have to tell me what you said before or.
You mean the thing that you were answering?
The first proposition. Are you saying
right? The
that?
first
Now
part that
there's
you were
an
answering.
argument about
Do you understand what's going on here, Bars?
Stop talking.
Bars, do you understand what I'm saying? I made a statement
Because you asked me. Listen, the reason why I cut you off. Listen.
I'm done.
Reason why I cut you off was you said, "Are you saying?" At which point, I can tell you what I'm saying. I don't need a proposition or a double-ended question to choose or options because either of those options probably isn't what I'm saying. So I was going to tell you what I'm saying.
Because you can't tell me what I want to know because I didn't tell you what I wanted to know.
Okay.
You can't tell me what you want me to know. That's rude. You have to allow me to
you were
finish
asking
the
what
question.
I'm saying.
The word "are" in the beginning of every sentence denotes a question being asked.
Right.
You must learn to wait.
I'm telling you what I'm saying.
Dude, you're not even letting me. You're not letting me. You're not even giving me allowance to finish what I'm saying. But since you're hell bent on telling me what you want me to know, just go ahead.
Right. I'm saying that one, again, it's subjective, right? That person that hates you has their own reasoning and or system for hating you. But then two, I'm saying that my love or everybody's love for you is everybody's love for you. It does not mean that as a result of that one person not liking you, that it is definitively true that they're bad or that I should hate them. Neither one is mutually exclusive, but both points have been made.
I appreciate that, but that would have not answered my question. But okay.
Can I say something? Because I'm typing it, and I'm tired of typing it. Because you just not letting nobody else talk anyway. But, so, you know, listening and hearing, like, they're kind of like the same thing, but they're not the same thing. But the one thing that can't be done while both of those things are trying to happen is someone talking. Even if it's Heavy or myself. So, like, let's just, because this is irritating, because a lot of people do this shit on this app, and it's fucking annoying. If you notice that there's 4 people up here, and Trinity, is the person that's talking to you, and Heavy and I are not speaking because she's talking. She's talking to you. So don't you think it's like slightly beneficial if you stop talking while she's talking to you? Because we doing it so you can hear her, but you won't stop talking.
Okay, can I speak?
Did you grasp anything of what I said?
I listened entirely. Can I speak?
Do you understand what I said?
You want to pick on me? May I speak?
What?
What's the need for the succession of questions? I said I heard you.
I'm asking you, did you understand what I said?
I heard and understand. I listen. When you listen, you understand. When you hear, you hear.
How old are you?
That's not relevant.
I just wanted to know.
That's not relevant.
Probably like, okay, 30.
Okay.
Let it go. It's not that serious with me. You know, I wanted...
I'm being cut off again. I said, may I speak?
I'm not talking.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yes. And I still haven't been given clearance to say what I have to say in rebuttal to what you just said.
Well, if I'm speaking and no one said you had permission to speak or gave you
This is why I
access to
cut
speak,
people off.
then
Go ahead.
then it wasn't your time to speak. It sounds like that you are listening to respond. You're
Absolutely.
not listening to understand or even acknowledge what she said. You're like, can I speak? So when you do it like that,
can we
it
not
gives
make
off
the topic of conversation?
I can talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about, my baby.
You can. I just
okay.
made a request.
I can. So no, I am, because why? You interrupted me when I was speaking to you, asking you a question that you presumed you knew the answer to, because you think that you know what's on my mind. Because of the regular people, day-to-day folks that you encounter, you think that my thoughts are like them, so you can answer what I have yet to ask, and that's not a good thing. So when you cut someone off when they are speaking to you, you don't get that privy to tell somebody to stop speaking about you. You drew attention to yourself, love. I simply wanted to get a better understanding, a deeper understanding of what you were saying. It wasn't that I didn't comprehend your words. I did. I just wanted to get a deeper understanding to see where your mindset is. But instead, you came with the presumption that you already knew all that I was going to think, all that I was going to say. And what you answered would not answer my question. And you still didn't even allow me the opportunity to ask my question. You know, the one you didn't even remember what was asked, but yet you still decided to answer it anyway. I yield.
Okay, so again, beginning with your point, which the interjection, once you say, are you saying, you give me the clearance to tell you what I'm saying. So that's why I interjected. And then to Lovely's point about listening and understanding and comprehending, there's a difference between listening when someone is making a point that is their own versus interjecting to clarify someone's understanding of what you said, which is what I oftentimes do when I'm interjecting. Either there's A, misinformation, B, incongruence in the information being stated, or C, someone is placing intention and or knowledge on me that I did not portray for myself. So that's what that is.
Okay, well, I'm 39, right? And in my 39 years of living, But I realized that the more I shut the fuck up, the less questions I have. When I just listen, because I really want to understand. When I'm listening to shit, I ain't just doing it because I'm bored. So when I shut up, I realize a lot of the shit that I be trying to say, I don't need to say it because I was quiet long enough to hear them say it.
All right, I think we got ground now. Y'all know I'm quiet till I hear the thing work itself out. Because we adults. I feel like it can work itself out. If I'm dealing with adults, it'll work itself out. Right? So what I will ask now, do you think that the